Hey guys, it's Naveed from CJ Tennis Coaching here, back again with another tip to help you guys win some more games. This is tip number 3 in the series, and we're going to be talking about tactics. I'm going to touch on 3 things today. The first one is going to be patterns of play, the second one is going to be margin, and the third one is going to be awareness. So when we talk about patterns of play, we're pretty much going back to the basics. And usually when you're playing, you notice you're getting nervous, you don't really have a tactic in mind, and you're starting to make some errors. So hopefully this tactic is going to help you guys win some more points and actually have some kind of strategy. Okay, so one of the most simplest patterns of play we can use is the cross-court shot. So usually when you're receiving from the serve, you're on behind the baseline. So when you're behind the baseline, it's very tough to change that direction. Okay, so where the path you want the ball to go to. Okay, so if you want to go down the line, it's a very tough shot to do. So in order to maximize when we can change the direction and pattern of play, is we hit a cross court continuously back until we notice our opponent is giving us a shorter ball, and then we can actually move onto the court and change the pattern of play. So do a down the line shot or another type of shot of your choosing. Okay, so cross court until you can get that shorter ball in. So the second thing I'm going to be talking about is margin. So as you notice, on the net here, we have the middle. Okay, so the middle part of the net is actually 6 inches. So when you see that middle part right there, it's actually the shortest part of the net, because as you go, it gradually goes up. So using that cross-court shot is actually going to help you hit it to the longest part of the court. So the shortest part to the longest part. So what that does is actually allow you to get more recovery time so that you can actually change the pattern of play again. So that's going to actually help you as well. So just keep that in mind when you're actually doing that pattern of play, that strategy that I was talking about in the beginning, to get that margin and reduce your margin of error as well. Okay, so the consistency will build once you start doing that more often. Okay, so now the third thing I'm going to touch on is going to be awareness. And this one's pretty simple. So you start to notice that your cross courts are being returned heavily and you're starting to be the one on the defensive side. Okay, so when you start to notice that you're being pushed off the court, then we need to be aware that we need to change our tactics and do something different. Because if you're the one being on the defensive and you're the one being pushed back instead of your opponent, then we need to change something, because he or she is going to be actually reading what you're doing. Okay? So going back to the pattern of play, that's the biggest thing I want you guys to take from this video, is if you start to notice that your opponent's being pushed back to the fence, let's say, because we're outside, or to curtains because you're inside, then we can actually change the pattern of play and direction. Okay? So those 3 things, hopefully that's going to help you guys win some more points in your games. And thanks for watching this video, guys.